My children, the time of the great solar eclipse is upon us. Soon the moon will pass between the earth and the sun, and the mothership will reveal itself to us in all its glory. Then we will shed our fleshy vehicles and attain the next level.
Yes, O Great One.
First, you must ingest the celestial elixir.
Is that the raspberry Snapple?
Yes, the raspberry Snapple. Then you will don your nebular helmets of navigation.
Oh, you mean these plastic grocery bags?
Yeah, those.
Oh, hey, great leader?
Yes, my child.
I have an idea. What if we don't drink the celestial elixir?
Oh, but we must. If we want to shed our earthly vessels and transcend into higher beings.
Yeah, it's just that the three of us already shed a pair of our earthly vehicles, and he didn't, so he might need to use a little bit more of this juice than the rest of us.
Well, I had mine before I got here. You'll like it. It's very tasty.
Why don't you just have a little taste, little bit, you know, unless, of course, you're just a malignant narcissist leading us into a disaster and not really Space Jesus.
Well, I am. I just have, a raspberry allergy, like you have with the kiwis. But these are all mortal weaknesses that we will cast away as we attain the next level.
It's artificially flavored.
Oh, all right.
Dude, you didn't even drink that.
Hey, wait a minute! Were we castrated for no reason?
Yeah, and come to think of it, the alien that sneaks into my room every night looks and sounds a lot like you.
Oh, look, children! The time of our awakening is upon us! Just a tad early.
Yeah, I don't think it's the time of the awakening as much as it is just a natural phenomenon.
Maybe it is. And maybe I'm just a sexual deviant who bought an alien mask at Halloween, USA. But if I'm wrong, you'll have to live in America in 2024. The choice is yours.
Yeah, well, World War III is about to begin.
Yeah, and my niece is a nephew now.
Yeah, and I lost my job because of AI.
It's an election year, too.
Yeah, all right, well, let's just stop. All right.
It's another night. Welcome back to Normal World. My name is Quarterback Garrett, and I'm glad I didn't get invited to that eclipse party. Just missed it, I guess.
Yeah.
Lost in the mail, something like that. Hey, Dave.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm living.
Hey, man. You're looking good.
Thank you.
Looking real good.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
If people wanted to see you like in real life, where could they see you?
Oh, they could see me this weekend at the Tacoma Comedy Club, Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday they can see me with RFK Jr. and friends. That'll be with me, Rob Schneider, Mike Binder at the Royal Oak Music Theater in Royal Oak, Michigan.
That's gonna be
on
freaking
Sunday.
awesome.
It's gonna be a good time. So come out to any one of those shows. It'll be delicious.
Hell yeah! And Angela over there.
Hi.
Look at that
Hi,
baby.
Angela.
Hi. Yes, clap. Thank you.
Good to see you again. Hey, and today is a friend of the show, Eric July's birthday. So I have a little video for you, Eric. Take it away.
Happy Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Eric July.
Happy birthday to you.
So I hope you're having a good birthday.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Was that when he was singing to a child that was tied up?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, Puff Daddy.
Didn't get the old other angle of that though. It's too bad.
Yeah. No. Is he still in hiding?
I believe so, right? He's still on the run.
I haven't seen him.
Have not seen him or word of him.
Oh, it's too bad.
Too bad. Hey, also today,
videos.
Oh yeah, no, shaking it.
Who knows?
Shucking and jiving.
Go on.
Today, joining us is the great comedian Jeff Dye.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me, gang.
You can see him.
Comfy place. Comfy chairs. I got sketch comedy just being played for me. I got you guys. This is great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and April 18th, we got you in San Antonio.
Yes.
San Antonio, it's a good
At the
city.
Tobin Center.
Please come to that. That'd be great. San Antonio, turn up.
That's right. And also April 19th in Dallas at the Texas Theater in Zika Hall.
Yes, Texas Theater, Dallas. Please be there. I know some people in Texas. Texas has been good to me, but please show up in San Antonio and Dallas.
Isn't the Texas Theater where JFK was assassinated from?
Sure was.
Yes, it was.
That's pretty
Say
cool.
what?
That's pretty cool.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
You're
Well, he
about
would-
to assassinate
well,
the
okay.
audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, some believe he's still with us.
And you do.
Yeah, you know these conspiracy guys.
You don't know. You don't know for
They
sure.
go, you know he's still alive, right? I go,
JFK?
holy crap, that's a different conspiracy than what I heard.
I brought my son to a Greenfield village in Detroit where they had the limo, and at the time my son was 6, and then I had to explain to him what assassination was. Skipping over that part, I'm like, yeah, they shot him in the. I'm like,
They cleaned the limo, right?
It's like when you start asking questions about Noah's Ark. You're like, why was he building an ark? And you're like, maybe I shouldn't. God was going to murder the world.
You're like,
A lot of bad people.
For butt humping. He was pretty upset about it.
Yes.
Yeah, you know your uncle. It's his fault.
Yeah. That'd be a simpler way. See, you're a better dad than
That
I would
behavior
be.
right there. That kind of behavior.
You're just pointing out people who are also there. Like, see those two men holding hands? God hated that shit.
But I think it's funny when a conspiracy is mixed up. Like if I believed the conspiracy was that JFK didn't die or something. Like that's not the conspiracy. Like I
thought that was the
people who
king.
believe in aliens and people who believe in Bigfoot. But I love the people that think Bigfoot is an alien.
Is an alien.
Yeah, that's like my favorite.
Like
when
an
you
interdimensional
just mix them all up. Yeah.
You look at Bubba Hotep like it's a documentary. You're like, I'm telling you, Elvis is alive. JFK's a black guy.
Who's Bruce
That's
Campbell? I don't know who this is.
Yeah, they're like, I heard Elvis was gay. You're like, that's not the conspiracy.
Not it.
What are you talking about?
Like it can be.
Yeah, let's do this. I think it's more fun.
What's the point? If
Have
you
you
can't
seen
have
the
fun
one
with
where
conspiracy?
the driver shoots JFK?
Yes, I've heard about this too. Yeah,
That's where the
CIA
other
agent,
bullet
Yeah,
came
but
from?
he's just reaching for his gun because when you hear chaos, you're trained to just figure out what the heck's going on. But that is the argument that like maybe he
It was like,
I think Jackie did it.
wouldn't that be terrible if your whole job is to keep the president safe and you accidentally just blow his brains out because you just were panicked.
That's the part that's
The one guy,
like fuck.
that's the part that's so
I
funny.
fat fingered it, man.
could have shot anyone
right
else. We'd
behind
have
me.
covered this up like the Clintons do. But you shot the one guy we're paying you not to shoot, you idiot.
There's like 8 cameras
Just,
on
I'm
it.
sorry, I panicked. I turned around. I didn't know. I thought someone was behind me.
And I feel that so many of the conspiracies are just mistakes. That's the best part where it's like, well, now this whole thing's got to be a thing.
Yeah.
Now we got to find this Oswald guy, say it might have been him.
That poor
take him out.
bastard's just like, I don't know. I was just like, I was an accountant. And then all of a sudden everyone's saying I killed the
It's like
president.
Jack Rubio's this one.
Like that mob connected. Yeah, for sure. I just love that kind of stuff.
Oh, I do too.
Oh, yeah.
Who do you think did kill him?
Kennedy?
Mm-hmm.
I think they just got somebody in the, in the CIA or something like that. Someone connected.
Yeah, I think that's what it was too. I
Didn't Jack Ruby own a bar?
Yeah.
And then people said that they saw
The guys drinking, the Secret Service guys were drinking at his bar before.
They said like the week before Jack Ruby owned that bar, and
The
people said
night
they saw.
before.
Was it the night before?
They were fucked up actually that day.
So they said they saw. What's his name? John Wilkes
Oswald?
Booth.
yes, they saw John Wilkes Booth.
They saw him in the bar with
the actor.
yes, the very famous actor with the CIA. Or somebody in the CIA, and then the next day, obviously it went down. They got him, and then he was shot by Jack Ruby.
I've read that. I heard that the guy from WikiLeaks did it.
Oh, of course.
Well, I think that's true.
Yeah,
That's why he's on the
Juliana
run.
Strange. You know that guy.
Well, he's up to no good.
Let's get this going.
yeah.
Let's get this conspiracy
Yeah, I heard that too.
ramped up.
I hear that Elon Musk built a time machine.
Yes.
And it looks like the ugliest car you've ever seen. It's a
Have you seen it in real life?
Oh, the actual.
I've seen it.
The
Cybertruck.
it is
Yeah.
the stupidest looking.
Dude, it's
I actually,
ridiculous.
we're going to disagree here. I think it looks pretty cool until I saw it in real life, and I was like, this is stupid.
I think it looks
There is
ridiculously dumb, but
angles,
I kind of
when they brought it out, and there was like angles, I was going, dude, they made the truck from Mad Max? Like, I was like all excited about it.
I love how you backpedaled on your sentence. You're like, this looks amazing, right? Till I saw someone parallel park.
In real life. Yeah. Well, the problem is, like, there's a big difference between when it's on your TV as opposed to it being next to a bunch of cars at the grocery store. And you're like, oh, yeah, that is stupid.
Yeah. Same thing they say.
You know,
about
when you say you want to change your van to like the mystery van from Scooby-Doo or something, it seems like such a cool idea until you see it out and you go, that guy sucks.
Yeah, in practice.
The only time it's acceptable is the DeLorean because they're such terrible cars.
Oh, yeah, those things.
They look so cool.
I don't think they do.
They don't.
They look great.
They only look good.
All these wires on
Stainless
top that
steel.
don't do anything.
Heavy. Gas mileage is like 10.
The guy who invented that was like, I'll show you how a car's made.
Oh,
And
for
then-
sure.
And then he didn't.
He goes, what? And that's also, isn't it kind of funny that Elon just kind of took from his book?
And just like, I'm going to
It's
make
like,
it bigger.
what if the doors did this? You're like, that's not enough change for me.
That's pretty
You just
similar.
made the doors go up?
Pretty similar.
It really is the same DeLorean style of like, all right, what if parking is also still inconvenient?
Right. Yeah. And every time I want to just get a jacket out of the back seat, everyone goes, ooh, look at the douchebag with the fancy doors. I go, that's just the doors. That's how they work. I didn't know that you guys would all make fun of me at the farmer's market.
Like whoever
Rolling over the farmer's
Didn't know.
market in
I
a
just wanted to grab
Cybertruck.
something out of the back seat, and now everyone's like, ooh, hot shot with your big Falcon doors. Like, there's no other door.
whoever invented
Don't make them a different way.
the second Smokey had T-tops or Smokey and the Bandit had T-tops, it was like we won.
Did it.
Done.
Yeah, we've beat your stupid doors. I don't even have to open these. I can just slide in and be awesome.
Though they
cool,
do leak.
yeah.
They are very leaky.
They leak?
Yeah, they leak a lot.
I don't like that.
The T-tops can leak, especially at the last episode when they're going into the water.
Yeah, that didn't really work out.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
remember that?
people. Very few people forget that Bo and why am I forgetting his other name? The Dukes.
Yeah, the Duke boys.
They drowned.
I will say that this studio has just reminded me of how many things I don't see. Since I came in, they're like, All in the Family was filmed here. I go, I have no idea what that is. And then they're like, that's the tree from Barney. I go, I'm 41 years old. I didn't see Barney. And they go, well, this is the rake that was used by Archie or what. All these things. I have no idea what any of this stuff is. It makes me pretty embarrassed.
I think I'm just gonna start bringing in stuff. And be like,
Embarrassed you didn't watch Barney?
yeah, this was the that pinball machine. That's what Jodie Foster was raped on in The Accused.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I just
Very
started
one, the
making
very
I have no idea. You go, oh my gosh. Is there a video of that, or how's this work?
We're the same age, so yeah. I didn't watch Barney either.
Also, they're saying it like it's really
younger, and I watch Barney every episode.
Really?
That was my shit.
Well, they were saying it like it was they're impressed, and they want, so like, I don't want to be the guy that's like, I don't know.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy. I'm going,
Like, that's the Barney
with
tree,
her
man.
over there.
You're
I'm
like,
going, this is the Barney tree. Just because I want to be, I want to be friends.
Tap on it, like,
Yeah, I go, what do you think it's made of? I have no idea what to say.
You're shaking it. You're like, yeah, it's a tree.
Yeah,
all
this
right.
is it. I didn't believe you at first, but after this 10-minute walk, I really believed it.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's certainly a tree. Yeah, because JFK was shot here, not the guy. The film.
Yeah.
That was made here. The
Yeah.
but a ton.
I heard no one knows who shot that movie.
Yeah, no, not a clue.
I heard it was Elon
We have
Musk.
no idea. It's like 6 different people that have been accused of
Yeah.
shooting that movie.
They had to go and find the film later.
I heard the
An
movie's
old lady.
gay.
An old lady had it.
Oh, I'm trying to. Who's the comedian who actually ended up finding the Zapruder film? And I'm blanking on it now.
Was he like an
brought it
investigative
up.
comedian?
No.
Jason Whitlock, was it him?
Yes, it was him. Thank you. You cleared it up. It was.
Oh no, he found the Zapruder film of sports.
That's what it was.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yes, it was Dick Gregory. He was the one who was the first person to publicly bring it out.
How did he
Where
find
did he?
it?
Yeah, where did he get it?
I
In
believe
a podcast over at a.
Yeah, it was over. It was in a future podcast. Mark Gregory's a friend of mine, and he toured with Dick until he died. And yeah, he was one of the first people that brought out the Zapruder film publicly. Because that didn't come out for years until after JFK.
So he just got it privately through
somebody and
connections and then presented it.
For your viewers who have no inkling of who I am or what I do or
they know who you are.
How unintelligent or sometimes on certain subjects I am very intelligent. I didn't even know about the Zapruder film until Jason Whitlock explained it like in a YouTube video like 2 months ago.
Really?
Never.
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea what it was.
Because that was like one of the linchpins of the conspiracy theories, is like her footage of the angles and then trying to explain the
knew nothing about it.
directions.
Did you watch the JFK movie? Where Kevin Costner just keeps saying back and to the left.
Back and to the left.
No, I never saw it.
And to the left.
That's right. I never saw. And if I did see it, I was some dumb kid that was like, "Are they going to show boobs soon? Like, what is this movie?"
Yeah, Costner.
Because like you said, we're the same age.
Waiting for tits.
Yeah, dude. Remember Bodyguard? I was like, yeah, Whitney Houston's boobs.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait till those are dead in the back.
How old were we when that movie came out?
I guess I was about.
What was that, like 95 or something?
Yeah, we were probably 9 years old. I wasn't very intellectual at 9.
I don't know. My dad made me see it a lot. But yeah, I guess John Candy was in it, so I was really excited.
Wait, John Candy's in it? You know, have I seen JFK?
John Candy looks just like one of the guys who was connected to the JFK's assassination.
Wow.
So he looks identical. So he was a perfect casting, actually.
Wow, I got to watch that movie.
Now, Spaceballs.
He was
That's
in
a John Candy movie that I could remember. That I remember.
There you go.
Which one?
Spaceballs.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year.
Great movie. See, those are the ones that for whatever reason at that age I was actually listening and paying. My mom used to like yell at me because I would take these movies serious. I'm like, I'm a kid. What are you yelling?
Follow the plot.
Yeah, I thought it was cool when Titanic crashed and all the people were falling off the thing and hitting the banisters and stuff. And I was like, yeah, this movie's getting good. And she's like, that's terrible. And I was like, what? I'm a kid. Did you think that I cared about this rom-com they put in this tragedy?
That's my favorite part.
I wanted to watch the boat break, and it's like 7 hours in a movie theater.
Like,
yeah, it was cool.
Also, Mom, you knew the ending, right?
Yeah.
Well, how did you think this was going to stop? It was going to happen?
It's actually more offensive that they put a rom-com in the middle of this terrible thing that
like this tragedy.
Yeah.
Thousands of people dying.
Also,
we just sold the door from that movie.
Oh, really?
Like $25,000 or something. No, it was way more than that. It was way more than that.
Actually.
Maybe ask Jeeves that.
I'm gonna
But
ask
they just sold it in an auction. Just the prop door.
Well, like they even tried to romanticize like the band just being defeated and just instead just playing while they sing.
700,000.
But I looked at the
100,000.
crunch some of those numbers, the temperature of that water, the second it hit the shins of those guys, they wouldn't be playing their stupid instruments. They'd be like, "Oh God, I'm gonna die."
Ever try to play a stringed instrument cold?
No,
You
I've
can't
never
do
tried
it, bro.
to play it
Your
hot.
fingers they don't work. Don't
I
work.
love that question. Have you ever played a stringed instrument cold?
Have you?
Like, I've only played it in Luke.
I can barely sing in the car.
Only room.
Yeah, room temp for me
That's
if
it.
I'm playing my strings.
It's the only way. I demand it.
It's freezing in here.
Yeah, what am I
Why
supposed to
did I
do?
bring my violin?
Crank
Yeah,
that
if they
heater
had
up.
a
Can't
flute
play.
or something, you would notice from the cold weather on their legs. They go, "Woo-doo-doo." Freak them
You'd
out.
hear it.
Yeah.
The music.
Yeah, my dad was a nom. We've talked about this, so he's very much into like. It wasn't the conspiracy; it was just the fact that he knew that whatever happened wasn't what
He
happened.
was like, "That's bullshit."
That's
whatever that
Vietnam
is.
for you young
Vietnam.
listeners.
Yeah, for you to know.
Vietnam.
They shorten it, because they don't want the Vietnam.
It's hard to rhyme, and Credence needed something.
They needed something. Yeah, you need to be able to play that same song in every movie that's ever.
Every
from
single movie ever.
You could just add helicopters to every Credence
It's a good song, though. It's a good song.
album, and you wouldn't know the difference.
You wouldn't at all. You'd be like, why are there no
Like, I
copters?
think that's part of it.
Is there something missing in this song?
Is this the only band with helicopters? It's an expensive
There we go.
band.
They're so happy that war happened. You know how much?
Oh my
They're making
God.
so much money off of that.
Yeah, John Fogerty acts like he's some hippie, but no, dude,
He's raking it in.
capitalized off of these wars.
Oh, Joe Cocker made every dollar off of Vietnam. Everybody actually at Woodstock got rich off of off of
Sure,
the
dude.
blood of soldiers.
Great performance, though.
Yeah.
At Woodstock, Joe Cocker.
Oh yeah, he's
Great
amazing. Oh, I'm not saying he's not great.
Yeah.
I'm just
Well
saying.
deserved.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Well, you were on a show with Terry Bradshaw and William Shatner.
Yeah, the Better Late Than Never. It was me, George Foreman, Terry Bradshaw, William Shatner, and Henry Winkler.
Yes, I gotta say, is Henry
The grill guy?
I've always, yeah. He did something before. I don't remember what it was.
What was it?
Something I forget.
That's what
Was
every
it also
hot chick
in
says to me.
Cutlery?
That's how I know I date women that are like too young. They're like, the grill guy? And I'm like, oh, he was also in like the most famous sporting event of all time.
It
It
was,
was
like,
the Rumble
the
in the
best for a
Jungle.
while.
Like he fought Muhammad Ali. Like it's probably the most famous sporting event I could think of.
Ever.
And they're like, bacon, though.
She goes, but doesn't he
pulls
like
off
he had
the
the
grease.
thing? We had one of those in college. I go, never mind.
Yeah. But in our dorm,
She's like, do you watch Barney?
it ruined my sandwiches.
Yeah, it's just a terrible. It's not even it's just an angled.
Yeah.
It's good for one
grill.
thing, and that's bacon, and that's it.
Doesn't even have an on-off switch. You just plug
You
it
just
in.
close it.
It's not good for bacon. It takes the flavor. Just
No, it's good for
Stop.
bacon. It makes it crispy.
Yeah.
Crispy.
I don't know.
Okay. Come on.
it would take all the flavor out of steaks.
It does do that.
You
Yeah.
know why George
That's true.
Foreman
I
did
get
it? They were like, "Hey, this is going to make a bunch of money. Can we put your name on it?" And
That's all it was.
He's like, look, yes.
Also, he was broke at the time. They had his son on like Daniel Tosh's podcast recently.
Yeah.
George.
Which
yeah.
George, yeah.
George.
George?
Is that
I love
George,
that
or
one.
was that George?
Jr.
Yeah, it was his younger brother. George was probably on it.
Or-
He does a
yeah.
lot of podcasts.
I'm not sure which one, but I know his name was George.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was broke.
Or the baby George.
The
That's
grandson
sad.
George.
Yeah, he lost all his money.
I
So
mean,
he had to go into the meat machine business.
I'm not blaming him.
Inventor
he's an early on boxer.
working.
It's a miracle that he saved his money for as long as he did.
Oh yeah. Well, he trusted some guy to manage his money. And
That's
the guy
true,
It
yeah.
robbed
happens
him.
to every single boxer.
It happens to every famous athlete, just in
True,
general.
yeah.
And
Some
then they find a
say
way to
that-
make us feel bad for him. So I don't know. I've never made that much money.
Aw.
You made all that. You got to live like that and lose it. Now I'm
millions of
supposed to go, man, do you need a few bucks?
Some say it happens to D-level radio show hosts, but that's a different story altogether.
Oh, really? They go broke?
Yes.
Does that happen?
That
Is
sucks.
that a thing that happens?
I hate to hear
Just
that.
digging out of it every day.
Yeah.
You think it's all going to come in and you overspent. You never know.
Yeah.
But
Are
Henry
they
Winkler's.
Indians managing your money?
Yeah. Well, I know where it is. It's just, they just have it at their
The
place.
Native Americans.
Yeah.
It's just over there.
It's still mine, I feel like.
I just feel like they built it on a pet cemetery and they cursed me. I wanted to ask you about Winkler.
Yeah.
I've never met him, and he seems like the sweetest man.
He's a good man. Yeah, he's awesome.
I read his book. Is he seriously like the nicest human being on earth?
Let's go down this path. So he's nice.
It'd be funny if he was like, he's a nightmare.
No, he's the best. He's really, really sweet. But I'm always like allergic to just these kind of themes that happen in life. You know, like I think we're above it. Especially, I'm saying that because we're both comedians. Do you do stand up?
No, I don't.
All right. Well, I still love you, but we're higher than these cliches. So, like, you'll go, oh, Taylor Swift. This will be an example. Taylor Swift only sings about her ex-boyfriends. It's like everyone does. Everyone in the music industry sings about their exes.
Yeah.
Why is that Taylor's now
Her thing.
we've painted her with? It's what every musician, it's a dumb thing to say. And I think the same thing happens with Henry. Henry is funny. He is kind. He's so like witty. He's silly and playful, but he's fatherly. He has like all these great attributes, and everyone goes, "Isn't he the nicest?" You're like, "Well, he's the average amount of nice."
Yes.
You can get upset, you know. Terry Crews is
Right?
just as nice as Henry Winkler, or Kermit Apio, the stand-up comedian, probably one of the nicer people I've ever met. There's like a lot of nice people, but Henry is very nice. But I
Nice
just
is-
think he's
yeah.
got so
Just
many other great
seems
qualities.
Nice is such a blanket statement, I guess,
Yeah.
when I say it. It just seems like he's.
He like exudes that nice.
He's so talented and he's
Vibe, though.
generous with people. But I think just, you know, I don't know who does the PR for Henry Winkler being called nice, but they're doing a great job.
Well, because I think it's because, he came from Lords of Flatbush, and it went so against actual, like, who he was. The sort of a tough guy image, and then of course Happy Days, which people might think it was sort of that laughable tough guy
Oh,
Fonz.
dude, he was the opposite of the Fonz. After spending time with Henry Winkler,
Really?
shows he's the
afraid
most
of motorcycles.
talented actor in the world
Yeah,
because he's so not Fonz.
right.
Fonz is cool and like sexy and like hits the machine and like the he's got everything under control, riding the motorcycle. Henry is like thoughtful and kind and pretty afraid of things.
Yeah, you watched,
Worried and like never rode a motorcycle
you
till we
watched
were.
him kick a jukebox and break his ankle.
Oh yeah, right.
like,
If he hit the
Henry,
jukebox,
stop.
he would literally go apologize to the staff. Like, I'm sorry that I hit the pop machine because I thought it was stuck. You know, he's like the nicest. There's no way he would be.
Right.
He's a really great actor. Like he's a great character actor. He's in so many different movies and
Oh yeah, Adam
he's
Sandler
always
thing.
nice. Always,
Oh, yeah.
It's the vibe. I think that's what it is. He doesn't need anybody. He just exudes that kind of.
Yeah, and he's a
positive
great dad, and
guy.
he's a grandfather, and he's been with the same woman his entire life, Stacy, and he's really just a good man.
Yeah, I guess that's why. Nice is so blanket, but there's like a warmth, and even in his book that I
that's what it
read,
is,
there's
yeah.
just this warmth throughout the entire book.
And me and him have dyslexia. We both have that in common. That's kind of one of the first things we talked about.
It actually makes 3 of us.
Really?
That's 4 of us.
Really?
Yeah, I'm retarded too.
I used mine as like an excuse forever.
That's what
I wish I wouldn't have been diagnosed. They were like, you have dyslexia, and then like a book report be like, can't do it. I got dyslexia. Can't read good.
I didn't know I had it. I just spent 5 years in high school and did a bunch of drugs, then realized, oh, I had a problem.
Yeah. You're trying to self-diagnose
Yeah.
with cocaine.
Yes, which it turns out it
doesn't work.
it helped.
Yeah, a little.
You can read faster.
Okay.
I guess they do give you Adderall, don't they?
It's the
Yeah.
slowness that is really the problem.
I mean, they didn't give me
If
Adderall.
you say all
but
the words wrong faster, you can kind of move on.
Yes,
That's true.
you're right.
That's what I try to do.
You know what does feel good though?
Was that?
Undertack.
I know.
Is it?
It's
You not know?
I'll tell you about it.
Oh man,
My friend, it is a revolutionary boxer.
I'm wearing them right now.
Tack?
Undertech. I'm wearing them right now
Okay.
as well. They are so damn comfy. They offer socks, joggers, t-shirts, and sweatshirts. They're made in America, for real made in America.
yeah.
We don't just say that, and they're actually made in Mexico, like a lot of cars.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually made in America. They are 50% cotton. I just read that wrong
Wait, is that-
because of dyslexia.
That's a conspiracy theory.
That's
Yeah,
misinformation.
the Zapruder film said they were cotton, but they're not. They are 50% moisture wicking.
That's it.
More moisture wicking than most boxers. They also are antibacterial, which means they don't invite bacteria over.
Nope.
to hang
Like
around.
that.
Yeah, they
Like
don't-
no, you're not
they
invited.
don't want rashes.
Yeah, they're mad at bacteria.
Yeah, they are soft. They are. They honestly are the nicest pair of boxers I own.
Saying softer is like not. It undercuts what it really is. They're way better than any other underwear that I've ever had. Straight up, period.
Can women
when we
wear
got
it,
these,
or
I
do
was
you have
like,
to have a
wow.
penis and all that?
They
have to
do.
have a
They don't
penis.
have a. They don't have a female.
It's because the like boxer design, it goes like this instead of like that.
Well, you know how
I
it
think
opens.
ladies could fit it in there.
You know how boxers open like
yeah, like
Like an Indian in the cupboard, or what are we doing
Exactly.
over there?
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like
Yeah.
a vagina.
yeah, like this.
You know, this one opens like a Joey pouch.
Oh, nice. That's cute.
Yeah.
It's like a
Cuter
little,
that way.
like a
So-
kangaroo pouch for your.
I like that.
own-
That's
So
cool.
it makes you feel more like a guy.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you feel like you have to pull your dick out of a vagina hole.
Love
That's
that.
what I love about Undertack.
Yeah.
I always say it makes me feel like I'm a real man.
Yeah, it's making it just sounding
really
like
does.
I'm not a
Because-
man because I'm not wearing it.
Pulling your dick out of a vagina hole is not very manly.
Well, not in that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels
It was
like
in there in the first place.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
pretty
keep
manly.
my
Well,
dick
if you-
inside all the time.
if you pulled it out to pee, that's fine. If you have to open it and then push it out to pee,
Yeah, that's
what are you
weird.
doing?
I gotta
Yeah.
live my life.
What are you doing with your life?
I'm
I
sorry.
just stay in it
Yeah,
all the
which-
time.
you wouldn't understand. You just wouldn't get it. You know something I have noticed, genuinely wearing the underwear, is that some other boxers, they like ride up over the day. They'll like ride up. You have to pull them down. You have to do the adjust thing. Never have to do that with these.
No,
Never.
they stay in one place.
I gotta get some of these.
Freaking
Not
great.
kidding. They are really great, and you can get them by going to undertech.com and get 20% off site-wide when you use the offer code normal20. That's normal20. Look at those. Just look at them.
Look at that
Those are
package.
that's just sitting on a dining room table because they are so bacteria wicking that you can just leave them there and people will eat around them.
That's right.
So just go to
A centerpiece.
undertech.com and you can get yourself a nice pair of boxers, hoodies, sweat. I'm telling you, I'm not
Great
even.
hoodies too.
Dude, they're so comfy.
Is tack short for like tactical?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's the mode they're going after.
It's a Sierra whiskey company, and so it's like
They
tactical.
don't sell whiskey.
No.
It's a military thing.
Yes.
Thought they sold whiskey. I looked for it and they didn't.
Yes,
have
we brought it up as if they did, and then it turned out we were just guessing.
it. Yes, they
well.
did not.
Live and learn.
Yep.
So check them out.
Undertag.com, normal 20.
I got sent some underwear recently. This week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from some company. I won't say their name. But when they
Ethereum.
arrived, my friends were over. I had a bunch of guys in my house. So I didn't even know what this was. They just kind of sent it to me. I'm not being paid or promoted. They just sent it to me, see if you like it. And I open it. They're in these tiny bags. So I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
So I open it in front of all my friends, pull out this basically what is men's panties.
Right.
The thinnest, smallest. I mean, I was like this. It was so embarrassing. My friends would go, "What is that?" And I go, "I didn't order these." And they go, "Yeah, right. You just get things in the mail." I go,
It's not mine.
Swear to God, I didn't click on the Instagram account. I just said, "Yeah, sure. Here's my address. I wear waist 34," and then I'm literally holding what is the most effeminate. It looks like panties with like a big crotch part. I mean, it was really embarrassing.
Oh, were they actually too? They weren't even like the boxer style.
It wasn't like thongy, but it was like a panty.
like a Speedo.
A panty with like a bulge area.
I don't care for that.
No. I tell you, I was humiliated opening these up in front of my friends. They're all giving me a hard time. It's hard to convince people you didn't order it. It says Jeff Dye, my address, right on the thing. Oh,
I think you're just trying to get ahead of it.
They just sent you 20 pairs of panties, Jeff? I go, no, these aren't.
I swear.
I mean, I know about it, but I didn't. I'm tap dancing in my own kitchen.
You're never going to have that problem with Undertack.
I know.
Because they look like men's underwear.
Undertack's good. You can put it on the kitchen counter like the
Exactly.
picture with an open pocket knife.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can store all kinds of stuff in there. It depends on the size of your junk, obviously.
Right.
But there's lots of, you can put knives in there.
Yeah, order it the biggest.
Had it on the picture.
Yeah, order it the biggest, no matter how big your wiener is.
Yeah.
And then you just put
Flashlight?
like ropes in there and
rope?
whatever you need.
Look at that.
So they're showing you how much
knife.
utility.
There's an SD card.
Yeah, in case you need it.
Is it an SD card? That
You
seems
slide
like
that right between your dick and the balls.
Seems like they should take that out of there.
Private information.
Yes,
Could
SD.
Rope.
actually-
There's rope there.
Could be a razor blade. That could be Zapruder film.
I don't think people are using
It's my
SD cards
EDC.
anymore.
Do they not?
No.
We're excited, guys.
No idea.
So Woody Allen, I just want to get into that for a minute. You know Bill Maher?
Yeah, I know Bill Maher. Oh no, sorry, I don't know him personally.
Okay.
I know of Bill Maher. Yes.
I guess he was defending Woody Allen. Are you a Woody Allen fan?
So I know so little about Woody Allen. I've only heard the things everyone says, and he seems problematic.
He's a
From
pedophile.
what I've heard.
A pedophile.
Bit of a pedophile,
Yeah.
Yes.
according to his children.
Okay, yeah, no. So
the children that
here's
he
what I
married.
thought, and then I took a glance at the notes, and so then I went and looked it up on the internet, so I wouldn't say anything that people would blast me for.
Well, you're on the wrong show for that.
But here's the thing: it was like I was like, didn't he marry his daughter or something like that?
Yeah, his adopted daughter.
Yes.
So it's not weird.
Right? Yeah.
It's only his.
She's an adult now.
He raised her and then married her.
But raising someone and then marrying them, it's a bit is wild.
Yeah, it's a bit odd.
That's one of those things where you go, well, it's not against the law. And you go, I know it's not against the law, but
It should be.
right, this is a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an odd one where people go, well, they're still married, so what's the problem? And you're like, because it still seems like a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. Like the Mary Kay Letourneau thing. They're like, well, it turns out it was love. She had to have sex with him when he was 12.
Yeah.
It still feels like Stockholm Syndrome
Yeah, it's very weird.
when you raise somebody and then marry them. And yeah, well, I guess on Bill Maher's show, Club Random, Bill chatted with Katie Couric to discuss many topics, one being Woody Allen. And Bill, in Woody's defense, called the sexual abuse allegations against the director very improbable.
What does that mean?
I don't...
We have
Like
the
he-
clip we can play.
Oh, yeah, let's hear
Yeah,
it.
let's see it.
Let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
Yep.
It was sort of a whole piece on, can you love the art if you don't respect the artist type thing? Picasso, Woody Allen.
I respect the artist and the man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he committed that crime. That there was 2 police investigations that exonerated him. I mean, like, what do you have to do in this country? All these actors who won't work with him anymore. Some of them made movies with him. I regret doing that. What a bunch of pussies. Okay, first of all, it's a very improbable crime that they're accusing him of. Plainly, the other party had motivation and was vindictive. If you saw the documentary about it, it was all from her point of view. So first of all, I just flat out believe him. I believe a 57-year-old man didn't suddenly become a child molester in the middle of a divorce proceeding, in a custody battle, in a house full of adults in broad daylight.
But when you were already a child molester, how did you all of a sudden not be 57? You're like, a man who was already married to his daughter all of a sudden would become a child molester?
Yeah. He probably was it the whole time, Bill.
I think that might be the case.
Yeah, they're not alleging that he just did it overnight.
In the middle of a divorce?
No one said anything.
Oh
because-
no!
Yeah, no one probably said, "Hey, this person's diddling me," because he's one of the most famous people in America, like in the world.
Right.
Yeah, and they're kids.
Right. And
That's how grooming works. They're not the bravest victims.
have you seen Ronan Farrow, his son?
No.
Are you aware of this? Okay, if you can pull up a picture of Ronan Farrow for Jeff. Ronan Farrow is clearly Frank Sinatra's son.
Oh,
who,
interesting.
Who is
Ooh.
Woody Allen's son. And there's no way at all that this is Woody Allen's kid.
Yeah.
And Ronan Farrow is adamant that Woody Allen is a child molester.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and when you look at him, it's like, well, people defend it. They're like, well, I mean, if you look at, why did I just blank on her name? Is it Mia Farrow? Yeah, Mia Farrow. It's like when you look at her, I mean, come on, she has blue eyes. Look at this kid.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I've seen this kid before. Yeah.
That's Woody Allen's son, guys.
Yeah, unlikely.
Did you even get a DNA test at that point, or you just show up?
I wish everyone had to do DNA tests like for that kind of things. Just it'll blow his own mind. What? I didn't have this handsome kid.
He doesn't look like Frank Sinatra, but he doesn't look like Woody Allen at all.
I think he looks just like Frank Sinatra.
That's wild.
He looks nothing like Woody Allen.
Yeah, I don't think it looks like Woody Allen at all.
In any way whatsoever.
At all in any way.
Woody Allen has a very distinct look.
Yes.
Very.
You could say.
Very distinct, we'll call it.
Characteristic.
I know, I'm trying to think of the word.
There you go.
Wait. You know what I mean? Like he seems like he has a weak stomach.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see the eyes, the blue eyes.
You might send back his order at
Yeah,
restaurants.
you know what I mean?
I'm seeing
Like
it. I'm
he's
seeing it.
irritable.
He looks like Mia Farrow a lot.
Little
I mean,
picky.
I mean, he does look like Mia Farrow, but he looks.
Can you bring up a picture of me?
Yeah.
have you seen Rosemary's Baby?
Yeah.
Then it's her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with the short hair.
Well, maybe the viewers haven't, you know?
Yeah,
Bring it up for the
They
viewers.
don't matter. What are we talking about?
and that's a fun.
Oh,
movie.
don't say that.
Just
Roman
kidding, I'm just
Polanski, he never did anything wrong.
Oh no, no.
Yeah, I know. This. I mean, like
We actually have Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
apologizing.
Yeah, I can't believe Bill Maher would take
Next.
that. It seems like a pretty strange take for him.
It does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still
I totally see that.
I still don't think Woody Allen and that make that.
It's kind of weird. But also, like, it's weird for Bill Maher to be like. He does have some creepy habits, Woody Allen,
Yes.
that are to be questioned. You know.
Yeah.
Are you saying that it's not weird in any way to have a foster daughter raised in your house and then you marry her?
I would love to
it's
know,
weird.
but I think Bill is so reasonable enough that like that you could be like, what about that? And he, well, I mean, it's like, well, dude, Trump sneezes and Bill Maher freaks out for a week on his podcast,
Right.
But like his pal Woody Allen,
He's like,
can
"That's my boy."
marry his daughter, and he's like, I don't think he's doing these things.
That's what I don't understand about Bill Maher is he'll say 30 things that agree with Trump, and then one thing that Trump says, he'll be like, "Can you believe he said that?" And
Believe
it's
this
like,
What a monster.
it's like you just agreed with him on everything, right up until you heard his name.
Yeah,
It's like, then with this, it's like you can't
you
do.
have a similar voice to Bill Maher.
I know, I hear
Not
that.
cadence, not jokes or humor or anything, but like definitely the voice.
I hear it,
Yeah.
and I don't know what to think of that.
You could do a good impression of him, is what that means.
You got a better voice
Well,
than Bill.
and from what I've
Doing all these sketches and stuff, you know, it's good.
You gotta put your hands up like this, like
from hearing him on Rogan, we know he'll never want to hear it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wasn't that interesting?
That's what he's like. I don't hear Kyle, and I like Kyle.
Kyle's amazing.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't want to.
Fearless.
Don't want to hear it.
yeah,
The voice.
there you go.
A guy did one to his face in his podcast, and Bill was not comfortable with that either.
He's like, what? He's like, what's wrong with you? He's like, what? Did you start doing this impression at the age of 57?
Wait, so they brought up Kyle Dunnigan's impression of him
Joe couldn't
on
believe.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah, Joe couldn't believe that Bill didn't know it or like it or think it was good.
It's fucking perfect.
Yeah,
No,
it's perfect.
Joe wanted to bring it up.
Yeah,
And
Kyle Dunnigan's impression is perfect.
Bill basically said he would leave if he did.
Also,
Oh really? I don't
he
remember
knew.
that. Yeah,
It
just
was
saw,
like,
a
I
short
know.
clip or whatever. It was so
And,
great.
you know, Joe's just high and surprised. He's
Yeah.
like, are you sure? It's just a,
like, come on,
you know, it's like a flattery thing.
Yeah.
It's not him mocking you.
It is fascinating. Bill Maher is such a fascinating character. I would love to talk to him.
Very interesting.
I don't know if I'd want to go get stoned with him for 7 hours in his basement, but but I definitely would love to just pick his brain about so many things.
Yeah, because it seems that he just contradicts himself constantly.
Pretty often, yeah.
And I agree with him, and I'll go down the road with him for a while, and then he'll just say something where
He'll
I'm
take like a left turn just randomly.
Yes, a very hard left turn.
Yeah, usually always lefts.
Yeah.
Then eventually come back around, and then he's back on the track, and you agree with him again.
I don't get it.
Weird.
So you had a DUI. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. It's the talk of the
Last
town.
night, how was that?
Everybody seems to be real into it.
Look, I bailed you out, and I just
Actually, if you don't know, it's not a DUI. It's a wet and reckless.
This is why I wanted to bring it up.
Very sexy.
You've been charged with the sexiest crime of all time.
Oh, dude, my wet and reckless.
Oh,
I get wet and I get reckless.
When they gave you that, did the lights go down in the courtroom?
Yeah, the judge said, "Well, I'm looking at all the paperwork here, and I'm factoring all of the things." The lights went down, and then she kind of like unzipped her little judge thing, and then she was like, "I think you're guilty of a wet and reckless."
All of a sudden, you just hear a little Barry White in the background.
And I said, "Guilty as charged," and I started doing a little thing, did a little number.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
A disco ball starts
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, California calls the lowest DUI a wet and reckless, and I couldn't be happier.
It's amazing that you got it down to a wet and reckless.
Yeah. Pretty
guess that's-
sexy little crime.
I guess that's good in California, though, because you can just murder someone at a Walgreens and they just call that shopping.
Do whatever.
Yeah, it's not like I stole 75 North Face jackets just in front of everyone with a ski mask and some buddies. That's totally fine where I live.
That is totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like you just burnt down a neighborhood.
Right.
You know,
I didn't take 45 iPhones and put them in my sweatpants while calling all pigs, calling all cops pigs and murderers.
Right.
You know,
That's justice.
those things are just allowed where I live.
he didn't brutally beat a man almost to death for his car, take it, and then get the DUI.
Right.
Like a monster.
And yeah, it's a strange code Californians live by. I don't know what really the rules are. It's easy to get mixed up on what these rules are.
It's like the Wild West.
How am I supposed to know?
Yeah.
I just have to talk to you about DUIs. Yours, you got wet and reckless.
Yeah.
Which is the sex again.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
hot.
very sexy sounding.
Hot criminal record.
That's I think if you're even going for a job, they wouldn't know what that is.
Were you shirtless at the time?
Yeah, exactly. They'll be like, "Oh, I see here you have a wet and reckless," and I'm like, "Yeah, dude. If you want to subscribe,
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the
I got
link.
my wet and reckless."
I got a QR code.
Where do I find that? I got a nice
Scan it.
little
Sounds
circle
cool, yeah.
light.
Scan that.
I do that at a hotel. Involves my feet.
Yeah, I'd love to hear. Like, they're not impressed with any of my resume, but then they're like, "I'd like to hear more about this wet and reckless."
What happens? Do you get wet and then reckless, or do other people get wet when you're
wild.
reckless?
Oh.
How does this go?
We can
the
all
audience
do it.
wet
No,
or
we can
you
all
wet?
do it.
Look,
all
should-
get wet.
when you tell me this, should I put down a towel?
It's cool.
How much? How bad is the fine?
I don't know. I paid my lawyer a lot, and then and when I say a lot, it was like I think I paid less than what most people pay. I just didn't use like a public defender. It wasn't like some Hollywood lawyer. I didn't get like Marty Mad Dog Singer or anything.
Right.
But I just got like an attorney to come be at those court dates for me, and yeah.
Sometimes you want the lawyer with a nickname. You're surprised how good they are, and then sometimes you really don't.
Let me say, my experience in the courts. This is my first experience in the courts. It's embarrassing.
Yes, it is.
Dude, people are dressed terrible. They're going to court to be like sentenced or to like get like to hope, you know, like a little orphan, like please don't punish me too bad. And they're just wearing like track suits or like one guy kept falling asleep and the bailiff's like, "Hey man, you can't sleep in here."
Yeah.
He had to just keep telling him.
You have to defend yourself right now, sir.
And so these are the criminals. Like,
Take
we're
the
the
pajama
bad
pants
guys,
off.
right? That
Right,
are like
trying to
hoping for. But even the people on the other side look terrible. Every public defender look like trash. They're walking around like, because it's their workplace. So they're like super casual and they're like socializing with each other. Like, how was your week? I was like, what is this room?
Every public defender, has a $5 haircut and a suit that looks like they got it out of a dumpster at a K&G fashion.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't match.
And we're comedians, right? So like they try to like fast talk me. They try to like you know. And I was going, I know what you're doing. Like the little tricks aren't working on me. You just, like it was very slimy the whole process. The only person I liked was the judge.
Yeah, usually, they've
was
actually
great.
been through the court system. They've earned something as a lawyer or as an officer, and they've gotten somewhere.
She was great.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, you have the one lawyer who's like, all right, hear me out.
Yeah.
You're probably going to get the death penalty. I'm not great at this. Let's work this out.
Well, no, what my guy would do
Break
is
the news to you.
he would try to make it sound like all the normal things were like some pleasure that he got me. You know, he'd be like, well, you know, this is, I mean, if you really want to give me millions of dollars to keep representing you. And I was like, what? He's like, if you want me to drag this out longer, I can really, but you're going to have to pay me. And I was like going,
What?
So you're just trying to imply that I should take this because
Further.
yeah, so like,
Because he's like,
I'm actually doing you
me a paycheck.
You know when like the server comes to your table and they're like, "Oh, don't order that. I'm sorry, I'm just honest here. That one's," not. And then
like
you're
it's all going to the same place.
You're taught to be like, "What an honest server. Thank you for telling us that appetizer's bad. I like that you're honest." Like that's what my attorney was like trying to do to me. You know, he's like, "I've been doing this a long time. You don't want to drag this on any longer." It's like, no, you just want to wrap this up. That's what you're doing.
I've been doing this a while. That's why I'm very in demand, and I'm waiting over there with 12 other guys praying I get a job today.
He got some Mexican kid that's got a brass knuckles charge and all these crazy things. Literally, that happened in the courtroom. Also, this is a weird thing that happened. I went up and the judge was like very sweet to me. She gave me my wet and reckless or whatever instead of a DUI.
I think she liked you. She's like, I think this is a wet and reckless.
She was wet and reckless.
She's like, he is a wet and reckless.
Yeah, my goodness.
Were you wearing that suede jacket when you went up on stage? Like,
No, I wore a suit, like a
to wear a suit.
grown up. And so then I turned around and this guy, dude, I mean, he was like the stiffest guy. He looked like an ex-pro wrestler, you know, like a Lex Luger in his 50s. He's been, you know, taking a lot of bumps. So this guy, I turn around because I've just got my thing, and the guy goes, I thought I recognized you. And I was like, oh, God, what is this? This dude shouts that he recognized me, and I don't know if that means we've met.
yeah.
I mean, if he might be some comic in Burbank or something. I don't know if he's a fan. I don't know what this is. And he shakes my hand and then starts talking to me. And I'm like, just sitting behind him because I just want this day to be over. And he's like, you know, my girlfriend, you know, she's a crazy bitch, dude. She got she put a restraining order on me, so I'm here. And the bailiff's like, guys, can't be talking. I'm like, I'm not talking. It's this guy. You know,
This is me.
the whole it was just such a terrible day.
Which is the greatest thing you can say to explain a restraining order. You're like, yeah, this crazy goofball bitch. Keeps telling me to stay away from her. The judge is going to be like, that's a great point. We're going to lift that immediately.
Dude, yeah, no one had any like decorum or tact like in the entire place.
It's astonishing because a courtroom will show you how absolutely stupid people are.
It's wild.
Yeah, and it is amazing when any lawyer, especially if you're paying them, usually at one time will be like, look, I'll buy you a suit because I need to win this for my own reputation.
It'll look presentable.
Then they will just show up. Like, I understand, look, if you're in prison and we have no choice for you to show up in orange, and, you know, that's a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you've chosen to show up like this. Like, you decided that you wanted to go to jail today.
You knew you had court, and you made it look like it was an errand on your way to Quiznos or something. Like, this is a big deal.
I drop off my dry cleaning. I got to pick
Huge
up some
deal.
groceries, and I got to show up for my DUI.
It's okay to clean it up a bit, you know, like.
Well, it's never for anything. I remember there was a guy I was in with him. It was domestic violence. And I actually got put in solitary over it because I kept threatening to kill him. And it wasn't because I'm tough. What? Yeah, it wasn't because I'm tough or anything. I was just trying to sleep. And
You're like, shut up.
Dude, he was like, do you think she'll take me back? And I was like, no, you're a moron. Shut up. And I kept yelling at this guy. I'm like, I'm going to kill you if you don't be quiet.
Yeah.
And then they came and took me. And they're like, you've threatened to kill him 7 times. We have to.
Like, yeah, but you know how these guys are. They won't hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, you.
Well, no, it was this female cop, and she goes, no, we've all been laughing, but we just have to, like, now take
It's like
you.
protocol. You got to take you out of it.
So they didn't charge me or anything. But he's saying he showed up into court in, like, a Cosby sweater and sweatpants.
You're like, can you believe that bitch, Judge? It's like, yeah, dude, you're wearing a Marvin the Martian shirt.
Yeah. Your Looney Tunes crisscross
Crisscross.
It's not a good idea.
And a tie.
No collar or anything. Yeah, just. But it's just
tie.
like I was sitting there fascinated. Like, what is wrong with everyone? I thought about what I was gonna wear for like a week.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I think the suit says I'm playing make believe for you, but I think dressing nice says this is who I am. So just like a little nicer than I normally dress.
You want to weigh in, you go, okay, I don't want to go Teflon Don.
Right.
But I also want to, I don't want to go grandma's funeral.
Right.
But I also want to look like I'm a respectable business person.
That's what I wanted to look like. I wanted to look like I was, you know, in a good part of society.
You're doing a corporate gig.
Yeah, like that.
Like you're in an office. You show up for office work.
Exactly.
And you respect them.
Yes.
And that's really all the
it's part of it, kind of like the tactics. You know, you're playing with that kind of social.
Evidently, no
there.
one agrees with us.
And they
That
didn't do
whole
that.
courtroom was people that don't agree with us. They're like,
Where was this,
I
LA?
gotta go to this thing. What?
Where was this, L.A.?
It was in Burbank, the Valley of Los Angeles, but it was like, he told us 500 times that, like, he was like the nicest bailiff. He's like, guys, I know that, you got here early. Thank you. The judge is not going to be in here for 25 minutes. You're free to use your phones, but when the judge is here, out of respect, I don't want to see any phones. If we take a break or anything, if you want to text, to go outside, but just no phones. He might as well have not even given that speech. He was like, cell phone, put it away. Like the whole time. And there's just people just kept pulling out their stuff. I was like, you guys are idiots. Everyone was just so dumb.
And if it's Burbank, the number of actors, you think they'd be like, could you act like you're going into court?
No, these weren't actors.
Act like you own a suit.
Act
like you're innocent.
These were dishwashers and
yeah. Well, that was even if you showed up for jury duty in Detroit for a long time, they would say, can you just leave your phone in the car? Because it just became
smart.
a huge problem.
Don't be tempted, yeah.
Yeah. And anytime I went into court, I would just leave my phone in the car. And I mean, at the time, last time I went into court for me was 2009.
Yeah.
But I left my phone in the car and I waited and I wore a suit.
Yeah.
And I mean, they still threw the book at me because of priors. But
that whole track record went against you.
But I mean,
that whole repeat offender thing you're doing is the problem.
And no matter how fancy you look, they still have to look at the
That is a nice suit. And then they look at their paperwork, they go, ooh.
They go, wow, I don't care how nice that haircut is.
He's worn this suit before.
Is that your court suit, son? Did you get that at Panties?
I've never done jury duty.
Me neither.
I've been summoned plenty of times, and I just put it straight in the trash, and I go, they can't prove I got that.
Most people throw them out, and then I actually decided one time, I'm like, I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
And then I went, and then I just went another time, because I'm like, why not?
Did you get called?
No, because every time they ask me about my record, I'm immediately asked to leave.
Oh, well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of
That's kind of great.
Yeah, because they're like, have you ever been involved in a drinking and driving accident? I'm like, yeah.
Wait, so I'm out too then?
Yeah, you should just go just to see the look on the prosecutor's face when you have to explain what.
I'd be like, I was arrested for drunk driving, and then I fled the scene of the car accident. And I had a little wrestling with the cops too. And they'll be like, says here you had a wet and reckless accident.
You are.
So you're in.
Yeah. We want that energy here.
Yeah.
It totally depends.
This was about a model that was murdered, so we need you. You know?
This is, you are on the case.
You're the wet and reckless guy.
You're a detective.
You get it.
You get a promotion.
Yeah, this crime was wet and reckless. We need you to be here.
Yeah, I think it's worth going, because you never know.
It could be fun. I mean, I'll be honest, I have to do these Zoom classes as my punishment for the DUI thing.
Hell on earth.
Dude, I love it.
I know. I'm saying that's
I'm
really
enjoying
a
it so much. Dude, I'm enjoying it so much.
What do you do in one of these classes?
Might as well
Is
just
it like
they made me white.
It's so fun, guys. So I log in. We got a guy named Ray. I'm not even sure if I'm legally allowed to say it. I'm supposed to say it, but he's this guy. English is his second language, and he's just doing this course, but he has to do it for a bunch of people that have gotten in trouble, and they don't want to be there. So everyone's Zoom is just like them. They're like this, But I'm like.
You're like
so
showing
fun.
up.
Yeah, it's like so fun. Like, and he's like making jokes and stuff, like sort of, because he's trying to just entertain himself. And I keep, unmuting and then like saying things.
You're like giving him material.
Yeah. Or like if he'll say a thing like, just don't drink the booze, I'll like unmute and be like, like if I haven't said anything for a while, like I'm just
like,
making You can watch everyone in the class like just look up at my square, like shut up. Like they hate me so much.
Like you slowing the class down by interjecting.
Guys, we should get together on the weekends. What do you think?
You guys want to hang out? Like
we have to be there for the 2 hours.
We can't drink, but
so like it's not like they can't keep us longer or shorter. So it doesn't matter how much I interject. I'm just entertained. But like, there was one part where he's like, for a man, 2 hours of drinking, 5 to 6 drinks, you're over the legal limit. For a woman, 3 to 4. And I just like unmute. I'm like, that's sexist. And then he's like, no, it's not sexist. I was like, yeah, men and women are the same. And like everyone else can tell, like this guy is just a nuisance.
But
One time he had us write in the chat our answers. I thought everyone could see the chat, but it only goes to the instructor and me. And so I didn't know that. So I was trying to be funny in the chat. It was just going to the teacher. You know? But he was like, "What's the difference between social drinking and binge drinking?" And my reply was, social drinking is when I drink as much as I can to prove to my friends how cool I am. And I was like, and binge drinking is when I just want to drink alone in my car. and he starts reading all the answers out loud, and then he gets to mine and he goes, when I start drinking alone in my car. Guys, don't drink in your cars. Don't look at your car while you're drinking. Don't wash your car and hold a beer. Don't do nothing with your cars. And he goes, I'm triggered. It's funny. He's the best. I love
He's
Ray.
taking everything like at face value, 100%, like genuinely.
Yeah. Also, when I've completed the thing, when I'm done, I'm gonna just keep going. I think. I think that'll be my second gag. Is that they'll be like, Jeff, you've done all the meetings.
You're good.
You don't need to be any. But I'm just gonna keep turning up on Tuesdays.
I love Ray.
They keep kicking me out.
You're like, Ray's my guy, dude. I gotta hang out with him.
I love that binge was the answer, though, of just getting blackout drunk behind the wheel of a car.
It was so funny. And there are some people that will answer the questions just because like they're trying to learn and whatever. But like, I find it really fun. I'm happy to be doing it.
You know the difference. I mean, you're being responsible. I mean, that's the reality.
Yeah, and I'm not drinking anymore. I'm happy. I'm in recovery, but it's just like this doesn't feel like punishment. It feels so fun.
Well, it used to be you would have to, because now it's all new with Zoom, I guess. And now with the pandemic, they had to figure out what to do because it was you would go to a Mothers Against Drunk Driving class.
And I think that the reason they gave me the Zoom is because I travel so much. And like I said, the judge liked me and was like, saw that I was taking it serious. So she gave me like the lightest. So when I found out that I had to do Zoom, she was like, all right.
Well, and that's the biggest part, too, is when you come back and go, hey, I've been going to all these meetings. I'm sober. I could pee in a cup right now if you want me to. I haven't gotten in trouble. Like, that's pretty much what your lawyer says to start doing.
Yeah.
And there's so many people that are like, nah, I'm good.
Oh, for sure, dude. I think there's people drunk
You're right back
in
here.
One old guy fell asleep only 5 minutes into the class.
Oh, yeah.
He's in a Zoom, like in his RV, he's just like this. And then he's like, sorry, this is the law. I take no pleasure in this. And he just took him out of the class.
My buddy Timmy, my buddy Timmy D, you're watching. He got a DUI on his way to court.
Oh,
for a
God.
DUI,
Bro. That's
it was
wild.
astonishing. It's like he missed his court date, so he got charged for that. And then he got another DUI, which was his third.
Ugh.
And he was 18.
Wow.
So he's just
18.
He's wasted on the way to court.
Is he okay? Like, what's he like now?
Totally sober.
Okay, I know.
Good.
Well, it sounds like he should have been.
He was a disaster back in the day. Yeah. But you know what? He was in a suit.
Of course.
Tried.
Yeah. Like, why are you wearing a suit today, bud? He's like, I can't tell you. You wouldn't don't want to hear it.
Actually gonna go see some of you guys. No, he's one of those guys who would be like, we'd be hanging out in my garage smoking joints or whatever when we were young.
Yeah.
And he would just all of a sudden just grab a fifth, chug it,
Yeah, one of these guys. He's cool.
Yeah. But then, your friend with a real
Your friends
problem.
are like, yeah.
A guy named Randy,
Yeah. And then he would just fall backwards and hit his head and you'd just go, well, I hope he wakes up.
He'll be fine.
Check out him later. He does this all the time.
Yeah, he's cool.
Back in the day, the DUI courses used to be you had to go in person, but then you got a free meal at the Golden Corral.
Oh, nice.
Do you remember?
Was that in Texas?
That was, in Texas.
Oh, no, that wasn't in Detroit.
I'd be happy.
Golden Corrals up there?
They absolutely did not do that.
They got to feed them.
The Golden Corral.
Yeah, you get a free.
That's a
Golden
buffet.
Corral.
See, that'd be another good reason to keep
steak
coming
there.
back, even after I finish
because
the
at
program.
the end, you get the Golden Corral.
Free
Yeah, they
meal.
brought you to Church's Chicken.
No, I think that the punishment
Is that really what they
sweet.
did?
Yes.
Wow.
100%.
No,
I've had several of my friends have to do that.
Really?
Yes.
No, ours was you had to
You're talking
go-
about have to. That sounds like a benefit.
No, you had to do 90 meetings in 90 days, which is the recommendation.
Jeez,
anyway, if
that's
you're
a
gonna
lot.
Be sober. Yeah, I mean that's the
That's the
idea if
first
you're going to
3
be
months.
sober. But yeah, first 3 months.
Oh.
And then you would have to go to MAD meetings, the Mothers Against.
I went to one of those, and I was less than positive about that one.
Well, the woman who started it ended up taking quite a lot of money to the point where they were like, "Are you sure this is about your daughter, or are you getting rich?" Like, so that's.
Well, here's my problem with the Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and I don't want to say anything bad about the Mothers Against Drunk Driving, but talk about a buzzkill, right?
Trying to have fun.
I mean, we're a bunch of drunks who we feel terrible. At least I do. We feel like it was our worst moment, right? It's not anything we're proud of. We feel like fucking losers, and then. It
was my 4 worst moments.
Yeah. We're all in folding chairs and we don't want to be there. And then these ladies go up and tell these terrible stories. I'm good for like 2 drunk moms or 2 moms against drunk driving.
You're like, I got the message.
Yes. By the 3rd mom, I'm like, let me guess, your kid died.
Yeah.
I think I know how this ends.
At that point, you're like,
does anyone have a positive story?
That's why it's called Mad.
Hey, could one of you guys bring in some hope?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I remember.
I already want to kill myself, and now you're up there talking about this. I'm looking at all the guys. Going, we outnumber these bitches, right? Like we can. I was just like literally like I couldn't. There was too much guilt thrown in my way.
Did you have SAD at your schools? Students Against Drunk Driving?
No.
Oh yeah, we had ours where like, and we had
Appropriate
we had
name
friends
again.
that died. Yeah, it was sad, but like, they'd have the car, and then they'd just have like the stuffed bodies, and they'd just be bleeding all over the car, and our friends are driving by, just like hitting joints.
That's hilarious. Like, look at the nerds.
Yeah, like there's a party tonight.
Also, like, you're too. That's like the early like political kid. Like, it's so annoying. Like, look how much we care. You're like, shut up.
Like, and you don't care. It's like I know I'm good. By the time you're at the Saturday party, I'm gonna have you doing keg stands.
Yes. Yeah, because you want to fit in. You're looking for a group so bad you started SAD.
Yeah, and it's sad.
Yeah, you should start a group called Saha. It's like Students Against Homework. We'd all be on that. Exactly. We'd love you.
Exactly. Yeah, and also depending on where you're from, like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Call my mom for a ride home?
Right.
Look, somebody's got to drive.
Also, nobody's pro drunk driving.
No.
Like, even the people that do it, they're not thinking about it, or it was like this like weird, maybe I'll get away with it. It's not like people are like, oh, I love drunk driving. This weekend's going to be sick. Dude. I'm going to drunk drive so many times.
No, you're standing there with 4 guys going, how many do you have? And you're like,
exactly.
I had 5. And you're like,
good?
You good? Like, and, like you said,
good?
It's just a game of Russian
He's not
roulette.
excited about it. Yeah, like I'm driving white knuckled going, I think the last night's kicking in again,
And if you make it home, I mean, you win.
Yes, it does feel good to get home, though.
I'm not saying you should try it, but you won.
I've definitely won a couple times.
Sleep in the garage.
Oh, I've won many times. You ever get out of your house and then you got to go check your car for dents?
Scrapes, other colors of paint.
Yeah, I drive a big stupid Jeep, so anything, it's all fine.
I have definitely woke up. I had a Cavalier at one point, and there was just like red all over the side of it.
All these mysteries.
I'm like, boy, I do
Whose
hope
hair is this?
that is bait.
Turn into Nancy Drew. Like, what?
That's clearly
We need to investigate.
It's clearly a deer's weave.
Yeah, that's. Do deer have human teeth? This is weird.
Oh, look, it's
Wearing a Nirvana
Probably
shirt.
fine.
that's odd. It's one of those. It must be
Yeah, well, there's too many deer out.
one of those DoorDash
need to be
bears.
Yeah. I didn't know deers had DoorDash shirts.
They're evolving.
One of these naked deers.
That's their fault for coming here illegally.
Yeah.
He spoke perfect English. I could hear him crying.
I probably didn't hear the deer because he was speaking Spanish. Didn't have hair. I couldn't hear him.
I've had people get mad too because I do jokes about it on stage. I remember this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been to stories about it for years. And this lady comes up to me after the show and she goes, "We loved you until you talked about your alcohol."
Oh, gee. What?
And her husband had stormed off, and I go, "I'm sorry." She goes, "I lost my son in a drunk driving."
Yeah, it's terrible, but sorry.
horrible.
Well, yeah, I go, I'm very sorry. But I go, I try to, this is what I talk about to prevent this stuff from happening.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh yeah, how?" And I go, "Well, I talk to AA groups," and she goes, "Yeah, those people." And I go, "Ma'am, I don't mean to be rude, but wasn't your husband drinking?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "Well, he had maybe 2 beers." And I was like, You're a piece of shit.
Right.
I couldn't even hold it in.
Also, every bit is about somebody. Somebody has to be the brunt of the joke and everything.
Well, and then I said, "This is America, by the way. We've all lost someone in a drunk driving accident."
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be crass, but it's like we've all lost. Like, stop.
I feel like those people to the people in AA, the people that are trying,
to do something
better
to
themselves. Like,
right.
It's wild.
Those people.
Yeah.
I literally joke about the car crash and leaving the scene and the cop part. I joke about all of it.
How did they catch you?
I'm, here's the thing about the fleeing the scene part is like, it wasn't like a deliberate decision. My whole life I've been like a runner, like when you throw like a rock through the window, we all would like run. Or like, if you break a vase, you're like wrestling around, you break a vase, we'd be the kids who would like glue it back together and like hope we were never like, I did it. I was just ran, This is like my first big adult thing. So when I crashed the car, I go, I think they're gonna know that I was drinking last night. And so I just sprinted to a coffee shop. But I left my phone in there. I mean, you should see the car. It's pretty jacked up. So like my phone is in the car. The car,
your ID, everything leading right back to
my Apple Watch. My Apple Watch is like just blowing up, and I'm going, yeah, I was in a crash. Shut up. Yeah. So then I'm at the coffee shop, and this cop's like, hey pal, did you drive here? And I'm like, huh? Like I'm like bleeding. Like, huh? What do we? Oh, I don't drive. I just didn't know what to say. I was a terrible liar.
I'm just here for coffee.
He caught me immediately. I'm like, I don't drive. You must have got a different guy. And then he's like, is this your phone? I was like, God damn it, that is my phone. It's got my phone.
Why do you have yourself as the screen?
There's just nothing to do. Yeah.
You got caught by your own tracking.
Oh, it was terrible. Yeah. Also, I have a Tesla. I crashed a Tesla, and it's like there's just no way to wiggle out of it. Like it's literally me like crashing like this, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get the coffee.
It's basically printing photos of you.
I'm getting out of the car, like it's recording the whole thing. I'm like, I love my ex-girlfriend, and I gotta meet her. And like it just literally there's just no getting out of it. There's just zero getting out of this. They're like, is this you? I go, nah, I think someone stole my car. I think.
It's those AI driving
guys
cars,
wearing my clothes too.
They're wild.
Are you sure? Because your car followed you to the restaurant.
Also, like people are such good like Samaritans. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like every
straight up narc.
Oh, dude, every business is like we have footage of him running here, and all of like the thing. It's like just me in a hoodie and like a Padres hat, just like running down the road. I go, we don't have to see all this, do we? This is fucking embarrassing.
You think if you walked there, it might look a lot less criminal. If you're like,
I had to run because it's good. Never a bad time for a jog.
I'm just being I'm exercising, man, being healthy.
I just ran also because like 70 people came out of like the laundromat. Like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. I'm just a little dizzy. And just like ran. I think I shouted like, I'll be right back like 1,000 times. And then when I got to the coffee shop, I thought I was like out of the woods,
You're paying a guy to switch hats?
They're all just like pointing to the coffee.
And then the coffee shop, dude, I was buzzing at the coffee shop, like when you're so stressed about something. And so like my ex-girlfriend, she's like, she has no idea. And all the people that make me like, morning, Jeff. I was like, what's up, buddy? I'm getting all my coffee and everything. And then, so like to them, they're like, wait, what do you mean these cops? Like I looked like I ran a cartel or something. All the cops come in like, that's the guy. And I'm like, I'm not the guy. Like it was like the whole thing. It was not Jeff. My worst nightmare times a billion. Like I was telling the cop, like, can you just arrest me down the street because I come to this coffee shop every morning. He's like, whoa, man, don't get all froggy on me. I was like, no, it's not this. So they went to the coffee shop.
Like, thinks there's gonna be a shootout.
Oh, dude. And they're like, we know that guy. Like he's like a smiley comedian that like comes in like. So now they all thought it was something way nefarious, and I had to explain it like weeks later. I was like, I crashed my car down the road and came here. And like, why? I go, I don't know. I don't know why I do anything.
All of a sudden, heat's about to break out. Oh, that's the best story.
Yeah, and they made it sound like I was some like bad person. I was like, no, I was like a scared little boy that just did a bad thing and thought maybe I run.
Yeah, no, it makes
I broke my neighbor's window.
All it was. Yeah, it wasn't.
Oh man, we're running out. We've run out of time.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No,
it's great.
Will you please come back? So
I'd love to. Anytime.
I love these stories. They showed up once just for fun with my bumper. So
The police?
They're like, is this yours?
So do your fans and everyone know that you've had DUIs?
Oh yeah, I'm very
okay,
open
cool.
All too much open about it. But it's
just because I'm so open about everything that it makes me wonder, like, sometimes people don't want to talk.
No, a lot of people come to my shows, they'll even show me their coins and how far they've come, and like
nice, that's cool.
I really like to share it because I think, people shouldn't, if people want to get better, I think it's important to share the story, and that's why I talk about it.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm a recovering drug addict in Elkie, and I'm happy to talk about it. And
I love the coins, by the way. As a new guy to sobriety, I love the coins.
Yeah, it's a little thing that you have to just tell you that you're on your way.
I like the idea that if I relapse, like I fall on the ground and all my coins come in my pockets, like Sonic the Hedgehog. Like I've lost all my.
You're just running from a burning Tesla.
Oh no, my coins! hands. I think that's like my favorite visual. My hair grows out long and just start humping everything again. Back on the booze.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're just getting rings just put in.
Wait, so they brought you the bumper?
Oh yeah. My car was on fire. And
They gave you a souvenir?
No, it was on. It caught fire and it wasn't going to drive, so I put it in reverse, and it wasn't the only time this had happened. But I drove down the freeway backwards in a burning car, and I thought I had hit something.
I've seen this video.
Yeah, and I thought,
Lively.
I looked
Weird,
around.
I thought it was a black guy.
Yeah, well, if you had seen the way I wore my hats back then, you'd be right. Yeah, I was wearing a chain and a sideways hat for sure.
Wild.
But yeah, I was driving down the freeway backwards in a burning car, and
They brought you the bumper.
and yeah, I put it out in my driveway, the car, and they came back, and I was hammered drunk, and they're like, "Yeah, did you leave this on I-94?" And I was like, "I don't,
Not me.
Well, how did they prove that you were in the car at the time drunk?
That's
They know
exactly
you.
it. Yeah, and
I'd be like, I wasn't even in the car. I had drinks after I got back home.
That was his coffee shop. They're like,
it
this
was-
is your bumper.
it was
You're like, dang, that is my bumper.
it was largely that they did know me.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Small town.
You could have got away with it if it was
Yeah.
anybody else. You'd be like, I'm just day drinking.
Small town of Detroit.
Oh, no, dude. What year was it, you think?
That was probably 99.
Okay. Dude, every freeway has like a bunch of cameras, too. Like, they'll just get you. Yeah, like, they'll be like, how are you going to prove it? They're like, dude, we have 75 angles on this. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's going to be.
They're like, where? These are all toll roads now.
Yeah. We all think we're so good with that kind of stuff. I know you're doing kind of like a character, like how do you prove it? But like people do think that they go, my one friend, he goes, when you crashed, you should have just ran to a bar and then like took a shot of whiskey and then said like, oh, I was so stressed out about the crash that I came here and had a shot of whiskey. I wasn't drunk, but now if you give me I was like, dude, this is the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my life.
It could work, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
just try it.
Because that's what you do in a state of panic. Is you think stupid shit out like that.
No sense.
You're like, my options. What are my options?
Yeah.
Okay, I could go to the bar.
What bars open at 9 a.m., Randy?
Yeah.
It's not a good idea. But like people go, they can't prove it, dude. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I saw the footage.
There's footage everywhere.
They got
of
footage
every
of me
angle.
everywhere.
Look, I just crashed my car and I ran to a bar and got really drunk because I know how to handle my problems.
Yeah.
Am I free to go?
Oh, the cops will be cool with that, I think. Yeah. So ridiculous.
It's not just the cameras. They would be like, all right, let's test your blood alcohol levels and be like, okay, this is clearly not just one shot.
yeah.
This is like way more. Yeah.
A girl was telling me too, she like
away
went
with
to
anything.
she got one of these ticket camera things.
Fuck those things.
And so she went in to like go to court just to afraid. She was like, it wasn't me, it was my roommate. He uses my car. I wasn't even in town. And then they showed the picture to the whole courtroom. It's like just completely her face.
My roommate twin.
Yeah, so not only did she look like just a stupid liar in front of everyone, but like she wasted her whole day going down there.
Yeah, what do you think they're filming those on? Old 8mm? Like it's cameras that are all high def now.
Yeah, like
You're screwed, okay.
If you did it, you're gonna get. There's just no way around it.
Yeah.
Don't go there unless it really was your roommate.
I'm being told by the producer we're going over.
Okay.
So, sorry about that. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
I really hope you come back. Right now, we bring you to the end of the world. All right. A New York City venue canceled an Israeli band concert. God damn it.
An Israeli band.
Yeah, there you go. An Israeli band concert because the venue felt the name of the band was much too political because the name of the band translated to the Jews. What other bands with supposedly offensive names should they book instead? QB.
Blackface Sabbath.
I like that. It's a good name. Angela.
That's good. Hearing impaired leopard.
Oh, I like that. A little PC, but I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's I don't know, nickel black guy?
Yeah, there you go.
You know that band Nickelback?
Yeah. I didn't get it till you two.
Yeah, I had to
Different lead singer.
just added an L and a guy.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go touchy feely Dan.
Ooh.
Woody Allen.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Please check out Jeff's shows while he's in Dallas and while he's in San Antonio, and check us out tomorrow. Mike Binder, one of my favorite film directors, will be here.
Hell yeah.
Join us tomorrow. Good night.
See you tomorrow.
Good evening and welcome to Dimcast. Today's guest is Steve Odd, a cult survivor with a new book about his daring escape titled The Whole Thing Was Dave's Idea. Steve Odd?
Thank you, Dim. It's a pleasure to be here.